All right, guys. Dave Whichard, President FFL Velocity. Welcome to Weekend Warriors podcast. Really just want to jump on today and, got to thinking about, how it could help people. And, if it's just one person, that's really all we're looking for, right? Each day we wake up, we want to serve. So I just wanted to talk about service. I wanted to talk about our company, some things that we're doing to help people, that kind of thing. I think at the end of the day, that's what I look to do. Like when I wake up in the morning, I'm hoping that somebody's listening to this right now, like it makes a difference in their life, right? It's the reason I do it. So as I sit here, in the office today, I'm in the Roanoke office, and I wanted to just jump on and share some things really that from my heart. And I kind of, I think that's the thing that I want to always do is be able to do that. But when we think about our business, people listen to this. All right, so we're in, simplified issue life insurance. So our job is simply we get a lead in the mail, right? And we call it. We don't know, the whole thing is we don't want to overthink that. Okay. There's different ways that people fill out leads. Sometimes it's on the internet. Sometimes they fill it out in the mail, different sources on the internet, things like that. It could be they want to cover their home for a mortgage. They may want to, just have enough to cremate them, cremation, or but at the end of the day, they don't want to lose, what they have. They want to protect their family. At the end of the day, they're asking for help. So, client could be on there asking for help, and then you call them a few days later, and it's like, well, I don't remember filling out. Yeah, but you were thinking about it at the time you did it. You saw something about life insurance, you filled it out. A lot of them ask multiple questions. You have the internet life leads, different things, instance, whatever, and they're on there and they're asking questions: their name, their date of birth, their address. Some of them get into more details, ask about their health. Do they smoke? Do they not smoke? Those type of things. Height, weight, whatever. I'm just saying they ask a lot of questions. So we just don't overthink it. I think the people that, here's the thing, we can't say everybody does well, right? I mean, let's just be clear, not everybody does. But I think it comes down to work ethic. I think it comes down to desire. I think it comes down to goals and things is, I think there's a lot of doubt in the industry. Like I think people have doubt in their mind. People that are not successful. We talk about success. What keeps somebody who's successful, and what's the difference, right? What's the difference between someone who's successful and not at anything? I believe it's how they think. I believe it's their attitude towards things. I believe it's how hard they work. I think it's the people they associate with. I think that's huge. I mean, when you think about if you surround yourself with winning attitudes, you should have a winning attitude, right? It's like playing on a championship football team. If you have guys on the team that have great attitudes, a great coach, and all that, you're more likely to have a better chance of winning. I mean, you just are. I mean, you take the best teams out there, they have a good coach, but he's also pouring in great things into their heads. He's challenging them. When we talk about coaches, I think we have the best here at Family First Life with Sean Mike. I believe that in being able to have him as a mentor for the last 18 months, it's been quite, it's just impressed my life a lot. It's taught me so many things, not only about just life, but also business and things of that nature, how to lead. I was not afraid of leading. I just didn't have the right platform a lot of times. I wasn't afraid of harder work. I wasn't afraid of, going out and doing things that maybe other people weren't willing to do. I mean, I think that's the thing. I do believe that a person can come here and learn from somebody like Sean. I have Andrew Taylor. There's so many great leaders that I could go through the whole, lots of different ones that I've talked about, I talk about all the time, and I learned from them. I talked to Zach T, who's, 26 years old, but he's successful, and why he's getting things done. Mark Mead. I've talked to Nick. There's so many guys that have impressed my life in different ways. Trey Honeycutt and I talk a lot, and he's a guy that, works hard and, working and that type of thing. And so I just want to surround myself with positive attitudes. I don't like people being around me. I just separate myself from that. Like negative is not good, right? We have to put great things in. There's, the things that there's doubt, fear, regret, all those different things that you're going to have in your life. It's how you attack them is what matters. You can get down, but how quick do you pick yourself up? You can have a bad day or a bad minute or a bad, hour or whatever, but it's how you choose to react and come back from it that matters. Being through a lot of things, different things in my life, I think I think the longer you go through things and, the harder when you go through a tough time, I think you have to understand, what I've learned to understand is God's in control, and ultimately He already knows the answers that are coming. We have to stay the course, trust it, have faith. You either live, it's like Austin said down at the convention. Austin Hatch was talking about, if I was faith and fear can't live in the same place, or, that kind of thing. So I believe that too. It's like what we've gone through the last couple of years. People choose to have faith or have fear. Which one are you? I mean, which you have to choose that. When you wake up in the morning, are you going to get up early? Are you going to get up before 5:36? I shoot to get up at 4:15, 4:30 in that area. Most days, and why? It just gives me extra energy. It gives me, once I'm up, it's like, you don't want to get up. Do you want to do it every single day? No, but I'm certainly glad I did. I'm glad I did. An hour into the day, I've got my workout in or so, maybe prayed, read something positive, put some positive in my head, podcasts, whether it's something like this or, I like to listen to a lot of Sean's stuff. It keeps me in the same mindset as he has and things like that. People are growing, learning from them. There's so much information out there that you can inundate your brain with those type of things. So I recommend doing that. I recommend reading books and listening to positive things, and my music can get you amped up and things like that in certain moments. I think, but you also gotta work with faith. You gotta work with, hard work and things like that. So, but, there's this beast inside of us. If we feed the beast positive stuff, it can come out. If we, do things like that. What I mean by that is I think we're all built with this engine inside that can run. We just got to put the right gas on it, if that makes sense. Goals, obsessions and different things. I think obsession's great. I think obsession's great if it's in the right area. Obsession is great if you're, obsessed after helping people. It's obsession of giving back more. I think that's my goal, is to follow what's been done in front of me, which is watching Sean Mike go around the country and just give, to help agents win, to save agents from lower comp and no leads and things of that nature. And I think that's the thing that I love about what we have, is that we're constantly trying to get better. We're constantly trying to come out with different ways of getting different leads, or different ways of taking care of clients, or different systems to help us make us better. But at the end of the day, it goes back, do we care for people? Do we want to get in front of them? Do we make a difference? I was talking yesterday. And the one thing about me is when I went out to work, I just wanted to serve people. I've been in the business a while. I didn't have a problem with the work. I enjoyed the part about sitting down in front of somebody. I enjoyed that part. Did I have tough days, tough moments? Yes. But again, if you make it about the person that's in front of you and you go out to serve them every day, you can put everything else over here. And so I would encourage people that are going through a lot of things in their life, and you can use this here, or you can use this in another career, or whatever you're at. I hope that matters. What I'm saying is, when you wake up in the morning, you've got stuff going on, right? But you have a job to do. Whatever that job is, you have to do that. You have to go out. In our case, we have to go out and serve people. We have to show up. We've scheduled appointments. If it's coming in for dial day, pretty simple. Be in the office by 7:30 and have leads to call, okay? Don't overthink it. And you dial the phone until you have enough appointments on your calendar, 12, 15 or so over those 2 days. You do the same thing on Thursday, right? Then you get out your calendar and you go see those people. And then you show up in their home, you see them, you put a smiley face on, you have a great attitude, and you're there for service. And if you just go there to service and do what God's called you to do, which is the way I think of it, then you're going to win. You're going to win most of the time, because you show up to serve them. It's not about you. And when you make it not about you, for whatever reason, it's amazing how you feel. Because see, if you go in and you're thinking about you and I got to make a sale and all that, it's not sales really. It's just, hey, we're going to show up. We're going to give them something they've asked for. We're going to give them information they've requested, and we're going to see what they qualify for. And we go in and we take control. And what I did was I go in the house and I sit down with them and I love on them best I can, right? And I look around the house, try to figure out some connection with them. I'm not there to be their best friend, but at the same time, I do want to know that I care. I mean, that's how I did it. I want to find out what their budget is and what they can afford that's best suited for their family. I always like to say, I used to not say price or affordability. I used to say stuff like, we're going to put you in the best situation for your family, your situation. Use words like that, your situation. I'm going to take care of you and your situation. And if we do that and we're constantly reminded of why we're there to help people, and it matters. And if they were to pass away, what does that look like? Who's the beneficiary? Who is that person that's going to be affected by this? Okay. And once you find that out, I mean, I didn't overthink it. There's different forms out there, and there's this and this type of sheet and that kind of sheet, and we have the financial worksheets and things like that. Palm Clean's great at that stuff, and, Grady and different things. But for me, I mean, the tools are there, but I was simple. I think that's why I relate to Sean's. Like, I showed up with a notepad. I got my computer back then. I guess they probably had paper apps, but I just go and make it simple. And I'm writing down some things like, how old are you? Tell me a little bit about your health. Tell me about your family. What are you looking for? What are we trying to accomplish today? Who's your beneficiary? Things like that. And I'm going to write those things down. And I'm also going to set the stage, okay? Little technical stuff, I guess. I set the stage of what's going to happen. I set the expectation. I'm there to take care of them. We're going to put their family in the best situation for them, right? I'm going to put something that's going to fit in. Budget's a word, but it's going to fit in their budget. Their budget is different than the guy next door and the guy across the street and the lady down the street and your aunt and uncle, and it's different than mine. But so we got to figure out what works for them. And so we got to figure out what works for them and go through that. And so when I sit down with them, I'll just say, hey, listen, this is what I'm going to do. A couple things I say is, this is real. This is not theory. And what I mean by it's not a piece of mail over here that someone sent you in the mail and they're saying, hey, you can qualify for this, or it's something you see on TV that's dirt cheap. There's no such thing. And if it is, it's not real. This is something that we're going to literally put the information in the computer, and the computer is going to tell us yes or no. The carriers will decide. You can want what you want, and I can want to tell you or give you the type of policy you're looking for, but it's not up to me. It's up to the carrier. Now, if they're perfectly healthy, all that stuff, they can, kind of get what they want and that type of thing. But we're there. I'm not sitting there to try to shop for them. We're doing it for them. We're giving them the best advice we can, and that's what we're going to do based on that situation. Simplified issue means we're going to go in. We're going to put some information in. They're going to spit back and say, hey, yes or no. If they say yes, we're covered. If they say no, we move on to a different carrier. We have systems in place to help the agents where you can call an 800 number and talk to one of our guys. Your manager's there to help you. And if they're not, please reach out. Somebody's going to help you. But I never would think, when I first started, I was dealing with Andrew Taylor. He's extremely busy. And so I didn't call him when he was home. I don't think I ever called him. I'd have to ask him that, but I don't think I did. I remember him telling me to learn America. So I literally pulled out the app, FFL Go, and I started learning the products. I just started reading about them. I knew enough about life insurance that I could kind of figure it out. Term is term, and final expense is final expense. I didn't overthink that. One's a burial, essentially, and it's going to be 5, 8, 10, 12, 15, 20,000, maybe 30, 40,000 whole life. The other one is for a period of time. Most of it's 10, 15, 20, 30 years. Then we have return of premium. You add that in. That just means they get the money back if they don't use it. I understood that. And it can build some stuff there. So, but those are the things that's it. And we just keep it basic, right? If you keep it basic, it's so simple. I believe we just take the 4 or 5 carriers, the main ones, and use those, and don't have to have 17 of them, 20 of them, whatever. It just convolutes everything. People overthink things. And so that'd be my message today, just not overthink things. But from an energy standpoint, I think there's some things you can do. It's how you eat. It's when you get up in the morning. It's what you're putting in your mind is huge, because if you're sitting there speaking what you want versus what you don't want, that's a big deal. So when I went out in the field, I had like my schedule, and I knew who I was going to see. I had the attitude. I had enough about them. And when I go up, I'd have my name tag. Hey, it's me. I'd tell them what I was going to be driving. I'd tell them about my name tag, and I would go in there and have high energy. And I really just wanted to make their day better. So I'd encourage you, if you're listening to this, whatever it is you do in life, whether you're here, whether you're not here, if you go in with the right attitude and you go in with the right energy, you can win. So get up, read positive stuff, put positive stuff in your head. You'll listen to podcasts like this. If it does make a difference, if it doesn't, then don't listen to this one again. It's okay. What are you worth? You write down things, write down goals to yourself, write down achievements, for the day, for the week, as you move forward, write down goals. Those are good, right? Write that down, keep them in front of you. I got a picture of my wife in my car, Neri. And then, you might want to carry a 3x5 card. That was another thing I learned in my life. You could write down goals and carry them around with you and talk to yourself. Positive self-talk, positive thinking. Just because you say something over and over again doesn't mean it's going to happen. But if you put the work behind it and have the faith and pray about it, and you go to work every day hard, good things can happen. It's certainly not going to work if you do the opposite and you talk negative in your head, and then you don't work and you don't have a good attitude. That doesn't work. So why not try the other? So I think whatever it is, and then when you're around people, like, people that complain, like I got to be honest with you, I try not to do that at all. I'm not perfect. I might tell my wife, hey, I'm hurting here or there or whatever, and things like that, and trying to be real with her. But I don't like to do that all the time. But I'm not perfect, right? I mean, God was the only one that walked this earth that wasn't. So that was perfect. I'm sorry. And, but I hope this makes a difference. I know that, we teach other people to be around. My life coach, I had a life coach one time. Yeah, believe it or not. And he was a good dude, right? I was just trying to get better where I was. I thought it was a way to do it. Personally, I think there's so many people in this business, I don't need that anymore. I mean, honestly, I think I can be my own. Like, I mean, what I'm saying is I learn from other people around me, like Sean Mike, Andrew Taylor, people like that. Listen to podcasts. We have so many great people at FFL to win from and learn from and just be around, that you can pick up so many awesome things from them, right? I was sitting I had opportunity to sit with dinner with Hayden one night, and I was talking to him, and I just said, do you know what's so awesome about you and Nina is, like, it's not the money that you're going to make and integrity and all this stuff. That's awesome. But it's really watching you be around great people and knowing I think he's 27, 28, 29, whatever he is, young, she's 26, something like that. I like calling my kids, kind of joking around. Him and Josh Launder, same thing. But to see those young people growing up in this business around great people that we have, like I just mentioned, Sean and Andrew and Zach and all these different people and leaders, and Trey Honeycutt and Paul McLean, all these different people, right? Mark Mead, people that are good people. A lot of them are Christian people that just love people, that want to give back to people, that want to serve people, that want to have great attitudes, and people, being around people like that matters. And so it influences your life. If you're hanging around the person who's in the bar all night, hanging around drinking, and which, hey, I've made mistakes in my life, right? But the people you associate with, if you look around, you're probably a lot like them. And so if that's not what you want your life to look like, then why do you continue to hang around with them? Not saying they're not your friends. I'm not saying that you don't love them or you don't care about them. Some of us have family we may not want to be around all the time. Doesn't mean we don't love them. But if it affects us negatively in our brain, protect ourselves. So I'm going down a lot of different roads here. But again, I was telling him that it's just cool to see them be able to grow up and not only make the money and change people's lives and all those different things, but to see how mentalities are going to grow, and the strength, and being around a Sean Mike and what that's going to look like for their kids and generations to come. And I think that's what we have to realize is we have opportunity right now. Wherever you're sitting in your life right now, you have an opportunity to sit there today and say, I'm going to make a difference in this world. I'm going to make a difference today. I'm going to change things today. I'm going to come better today. Look in the mirror today. We're going to get better today. And I think that's what you got to do, is wake up every day like that. Write down goals, write down things. Each year I try to write new goals down. Each month, keep those things in front of me. And that's good. And then talk those out. Talk with your spouse, come up with goals for your family, different things like that. Reach out to other people, learn about them. What are their goals? How they change their families' lives. And that's what we have here. We have an amazing business that we can literally change lives. We can protect them with life insurance and other things, and we can also make a difference every single day in their life. Whether it's, I always say, like, if I was going there and God wanted me to pray with them, I'd be there for that. If He wanted me to leave a smile with their face, I would do that. At the end of the day, I showed up with the best attitude I could to serve them, and usually it worked out. Okay, and I'd go out and serve 8, 10, 15, 20 families a week. And I would take care of my family while taking care of other families, leading from the front, always working hard and serving others, and then paying it back, paying it forward, paying the comp back, not keeping it all, putting it back in the business. And guess what happens? When you do the right things, you do it long enough, good things can happen. So listen, I thanks for you being on. I hope this helps somebody today. You're maybe in a place where, hey, one thing was said that makes a difference for you. I'm going to start doing this a little bit more and just trying to affect people's lives the best way I can. So thanks for being on Weekend Warriors today. Again, Dave Whichard, Family First Life Velocity. If you haven't already, please go to our YouTube page, Family First Life Velocity, and make sure you subscribe there. We'll try to put out the best content we can. We appreciate you so much. Thanks so much.